Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and I'm so excited to be here with Vito, who's there he is in his underwear. Hey, Vito, how's it going?
I wanted a Coke. Sorry. Bad time.
He left. I was like, oh, cool. I can see him in his boxers. What's up, everybody? It's Tuesday night. It's time for some real talk. So happy to be here with my man, Vito. Thanks for dropping it. I thought this is fun because we're going to promote our show. We just dropped another episode tonight. Makes sense. Every other week we have you on here to talk about best movie ever, where we had Jax from Mortal Kombat Annihilation on, and I think it was our best episode yet. So much fun. We're going to talk about that.
It was very good, yeah.
Turned out well.
People are going to be excited for this one.
After the stream, go check that out. And we got lots more to talk about. I see so many amazing people in the chat. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Myra, Bunda, Edgar, Cameron, Ishu Locos, A Spectator, Daniel, Drew Skizzy, Lady Justice versus Speed, Edgar Allan Poe. Wow. Huge fan of your work, sir. The Raven, The Telltale Heart. Bravo. Jason, what's up, my man? Daniel, Will. Oh, my gosh, you guys are just piling in. Thank you so much for being here. So amazing to see all you guys. Always love to talk to you guys and have you as part of this channel, this community we're building. Marcus, I see you, man. Thank you guys. Mike from Rogue Comics. I love you guys. Kayla, what's up, everybody? Maximilian. So they just keep coming in. I'll be showing you love all throughout the night. But before we get to best movie ever, and so I gotta stop doing that.
You keep doing that.
But look, I don't want to bury the lead on this one, Vito. I think here Lewis is going to join us too. Here he is, just in time to get into the hot zone tonight. Hot topics tonight. We're talking some hot topics, guys. Look, I got two topics I want to address at the start of the show. First of all is this Derek Chauvin verdict came in today. I think I'd be remiss to not address that and talk about it. I see a lot of hot takes on Twitter that are just pissing me off. I don't know what's going on in the world we live in, but yeah, I mean, I think justice was served. Happy to see what happened there. Justice did its course. Now he will go to jail. He was guilty in all three charges. I think the three charges were fair, and I think great. This is how justice is supposed to work. There's a lot of takes out there saying, "Oh, well, I bet you wouldn't have felt that way if he won." And I'm getting frustrated by all these hot takes about the fact that this guy shouldn't have been kneeling on his neck. It is a fact. It is the thing.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry.
I went back today. I watched the video again. I'm like, when a guy is just clearly unconscious, maybe just get off his neck at that point. Like, what is your argument?
Now,
Hey guys, what's up?
What's up, Louis?
Vito, Andy,
hello.
what's up? Something tells me that POC would still be on George's neck right now. He's so stupid.
Yes, I agree.
If he had a chance to.
Look,
F him,
and
I think justice was served.
I give everybody the bet, right? He had his day in court. A lot of people say it was impossible for him to get a fair trial. I say poo-poo to that. He had every opportunity to do it. He's the man who has to take accountability for exactly, Vito. Why were you on that man's neck for so long after he said it? Even if he was playing it up or whatever your dumb excuses are, have some empathy.
If,
Jesus.
It was a mistake and you didn't realize, whatever happened. At a certain point, you go, "Oh no, I've made a horrible mistake," and you try to do something. I think that's what ultimately hung him, is that he didn't seem to show any concern that this guy was passed out, and that's a big problem.
So I don't know. I'm not for these hot takes out there. I wanted to make sure I did put my place out there clearly. Yeah, justice was served today. Justice isn't always served, guys. That's what's really sad about this. There's a lot of times it's not served, and I'm glad they did it. We could have easily just assumed everything, but no, they took it to court. There really was. I've been paying attention to a lot of it. I didn't feel like there were any smoking guns or anything that sort of changed the fact that he acted recklessly. And was there a premeditated attempt to do? No, but that's not what the charges were. So justice, I feel, was served today. Thank God that happened. And I don't understand all these hot takes trying to justify the click outrage. It's ridiculous. Today was
even if you think he didn't deserve to be. I mean, clearly he did something wrong. There's no way this guy's 100% innocent. Now, if you want to go back and forth and say, "Oh, maybe that charge was too extreme" or whatever else, fine. But the people who are saying he should have got off 100%, I'm like, I don't know how you can say that. I really don't.
Right. Well, he hasn't been sentenced yet, so we don't actually know how long he'll be. How long he'll be out in prison. But I don't know. There was something There was something satisfying about seeing him be put in handcuffs, his bail revoked, and decided, it's time to pay for the punishment of you should have known better. This guy had a history with stuff, man. Look, I do feel bad for his family. Like, I think it's I try to have some empathy. Even just, I know a lot of people don't. He was Rotten Hell was trending today, Vito and Lewis, which is intense. But this name, the Chauvin name, is definitely going to be thrown in the mud. And anybody associated with him, family, friends, they're not. It's going to be tough for a lot of people. However, the fact of the matter is, justice was served today. I think it was right. I think I'm glad it went through the way it did, and I want to make sure I put that out there. Now, that said, it's a big topic today. Obviously, a lot of people are celebrating or debating it, but one person connected to our sphere of pop culture decided to dip his toe in this topic, and it really left a bad taste in my mouth, guys. Like, I try not to talk about this guy anymore, but you guys always want me to. So many people share this with me. Marcus and so many others were like, oh my God, Andy, did you see this? And yeah, I did see it. And I want to share with you guys, because am I being crazy? I honestly, I got triggered by this because I'm like, are you effing kidding me? But I want to talk to you guys, the chat. You guys, am I missing something? Am I being biased and insensitive here? Look at this new tweet from Ray Fisher. How effing dare you, Warner Media? Oh, now I'm pissed. Warner Media put out a tweet that said the work continues while this verdict doesn't bring back those who've so wrongly lost. We know that it brings us closer to significant change. We reaffirm our commitment to be part of the solution by using our platform's content and resources to advance racial equality and social justice. And Ray decides to make it about himself. Ray decides to use Justice for George Floyd, this verdict today, to compare the murder of George Floyd and the justice in him going to jail.
The justice he received,
Yeah, the justice he received to the fact that Warner Media won't take his investigation seriously. I mean, are you kidding me? Like, is he kidding me? And then he goes so far as, you need to get on this ASAP, Jason Kilar. Bring in Jason Kilar, who's tried to stay in the middle in all this. He's trying not to pick sides, it seems, on any of this stuff, because he wants to keep the Snyder fans happy, but also he's got to clearly, follow through on what Ann Sarnoff and everybody else at Warner Media is actually going to do. But man, this really didn't sit well with me. The ego on this. Look, I will give Ray one thing in that, why is Warner Media even chiming in on this? And a lot of these companies, I feel like, just stupidly put their, we stand for. It's such a nonsense PR move. I hear that part of it. I'm not here to stand for Warner Media in that regard, but it just feels the timing feels so selfish and insensitive for Ray to even remotely connect what he's gone through with what just happened to complain, and now he's pissed. Oh, now I'm pissed. How dare you, Warner Media? Dude, the dude got an investigation, and he didn't get the outcome he wanted. It was all hearsay he heard from other people about, we don't need an angry black man at the center of this movie, is really the only racial example we've now been given that he said. I'm sorry, it's nowhere near what happened to George Floyd. This is insane to make a comparison to me, and I'm getting so damn frustrated that he gets so about himself and all these issues. First it was Charisma Carpenter, which I feel like he totally used for his own benefit, which had nothing to do with the case at hand, because it's not even about Joss anymore. It's about Walter Amott and everybody else who's supposed to protect Charisma Carpenter, who had nothing to do with half the stuff that Ray's talking about. And now Warner Media, here's my last on my rant. Warner Media is talking about the change and doing everything it did, which they freaking did. They released the Snyder Cut. They absolutely gave Ray Fisher his part back, which Warner Brothers or whoever took that away and didn't give, all the voices and commitment to, to make sure that, to racial equality and social justice. They did it. They gave him the Cyborg cut. They gave him the whole movie. They gave it back to Snyder. They gave him his storyline, and it's not enough for him. Oh, no, I need apologies from Hamada and Berg and blah, 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 and Johns. They still, oh, my God, this guy will not stop, and I'm over it. It gets me so frustrated because today was a really important day. I think justice was served, and here we have Yay Fisher once again making it about himself, complaining that I never got my apology. Ray, move the hell on. Enough is enough. This was not the time to chime in with your HBO Warner Media nonsense. I'm so over it. Guys, Lewis, Vito, who wants anybody? Am I crazy on this, or does this seem like bad timed and selfish?
Well, you're
mean,
crazy,
yeah,
but
go
not on
ahead.
this. Oh, sorry, you're crazy, but not on this, dude. There's not much. Look, man. The other day they tweeted the Flash movie's finally getting filmed. He made it about himself. I mean, what more we're gonna get Flash every time there's a Flash or DC movie update. We're gonna get a tweet and this and that. And the worst part is people agreeing and stuff, not really using their own logic. You said it. You said it best, Andy. I can't add anything to that, but I wish we could just enjoy a DC film. That's all I can say.
I mean, this guy wants to convince us that Warner Brothers is a racist company, and all he has is his one personal anecdote. Warner Brothers is a huge corporation staffed by more than just Walter Hamada, and they've come out and they've said we're very happy with this George Floyd verdict. Now, you can say that this is like, corporate pandering or whatever else, but it's still expressing the sentiment of, we think this is a step forward for justice. And you want to make it about your petty squabble with a movie studio about your robot movie. Like, put it in perspective, Ray. Now is not, nobody cares about Cyborg today. Maybe you were done wrong or you think you were done wrong, but today's not the day to make it about you or your problems. I know you have a problem with Warner Brothers, but this looks petty. This looks stupid. And it is offensive in a way to try and put the spotlight back on yourself at this moment in time, this historic moment. So it looks bad. It is not something I like.
Yeah, I see a lot. I scan the chat too. A lot of you seem to agree, but there's a few that don't. And then there's another top comment that I see just poppers in. Well, Andy, why do you keep reporting if you don't care? Look, I do care. I care because look when he tweets this, he's got 13,000 people and fans who are still reaffirming this. And it's like, for what? What is the end game here? He's clearly not going to get the apology. And so today, 2 hours later, he's already got 10,000 people making this movement about himself. Where I'm sorry, there's a lot more stuff to worry about right now.
We're still going to be hearing from this guy about this one thing.
He's going to be at conventions still like, oh my God, yeah, you remember when they didn't do it? And it's like, I see the chats. I'm not going to ignore chats because, Andy, you're biased. I mean, I'm biased, okay? I mean, sure, but so are you if you are telling me I'm biased, because if you look at this, today's not the day. Step away from it. Fan of Ray or not, this has nothing to do with Ray Fisher. To go on Twitter to make your reaction to this really meaningful, important day, which a lot of people cheering in the streets based off a lot of serious stuff that's been going on in the past forever, but especially this past year. And today, of all days, Ray decides to make it about the case? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Sure, I said in the beginning, I'm not being biased. Why did Warner Media even make this statement in the first place? Look, I get that. But the reality is, like, why did you, Ray? You're just as guilty as Warner Media in this instance. And you look worse because Warner Media is a stupid corporate company that's just doing what stupid corporate companies do. But you're a person who's supposed to be standing up for really important issues and racial equality, et cetera, fighting an important fight. And you thought today was the time? No, it's not. And this is news, guys. That's why I cover news. And we're not going to talk about this for 3 hours on the stream tonight. I just wanted to lead with this because a lot of you are interested and you want to know what's going on. And a lot of people are still sort of just clapping for him. And I'm over it. It's offending. It's getting offensive to a point where it's like, how much longer are we going to do this? As Lewis just rightfully pointed out, Andy Muschietti's trying to make a damn movie, and he's again. Here it is. When am I going to get that apology, Ray? You said you weren't going to work with Walter Hamada ever again. Stand by your convictions.
I've heard supporters of the Snyder Cut and everything say that they've been emailing and sending private messages to Andy Muschietti on Instagram and stuff. I've heard him say that, telling him that you should be more ethical because what happened to Ray. So they're probably harassing him. I'm almost sure they're doing it. So there you go.
Right. Thank you. And that's why this is still news, because someone's going to be out there trying to just put the both sides to this. And if you want to say that's me being biased, fine. Then okay. Whatever. I don't know what to tell you. I don't believe him based off of a lot of the things he's told, and he changes his narrative. He's changing the story a lot. He has admitted it's hearsay. He wasn't in the room. I'm sorry. I like to hear all sides, and I've heard all sides. The investigation's closed. I don't know what else we're supposed to do. Maybe he was wrong. Maybe the studio is covering something up. up, then prove it to me or move on. At a certain point, many people have told me over the years, Andy, move on. All those people at ScreenJunkies that wronged you, etc. Yeah, it's hard to move on. It really is. But at a certain point, you do, right? And Ray just needs more time, I guess, even though it's been 4 years since this reshoot's even happened. So I just don't know how much longer he's going to be doing this. It looks like forever. And it's enough is enough. Today of all days, I wanted to talk about what happened today because I think justice was served. But to try to paint to sour the good news today, the justice that was served was, oh, well, Warner Media still owes me an apology. It's just petty. I'm petty. I'm over it, and it makes you look really, really bad. Makes you look really bad, and it just reaffirms what we're doing. And it gives us more reasons to call you out, to sort of to see. I don't understand what we're still talking about, man. It's enough is enough. What is the end game here? They are not going to apologize. It's like a bad relationship, Vito. Like, when is he going to move on and understood he's been dumped? They don't want to talk to him again. Do they have to file a restraining order against him? Like, what else? Unless he wants to sue them, like, it's sort of over for him to like keep going on Twitter to activate some social media mob to keep demanding they change something from, which they're clearly not going to do. At what point does it start being harassment? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. This guy's got one. I mean, he's got nothing else. I mean, he's still acting though, right? He's getting like some roles. I don't know what he thinks he gets out of this. Like, does he think that it's good for his career if he just constantly has this? He has to constantly have the appearance of this guy fighting against the system. I don't know what he wants. I mean, he's never going to get the apology. The situation is dead for everybody except for him. So I don't know. Yeah, it just comes off like sour grapes. It's like, dude, you got to move on at some point.
It's quite possible a studio with a major project that's not Warner Media may look at how many fans he has, or he's hoping he has, and then give him a role in a movie, and maybe that's the strategy here. I mean, that's
if they're not worried about him bad mouthing them afterwards because the movie doesn't get cut the exact way he wants,
correct,
or whatever else.
That's another thing. I feel like unfortunately they're aiming their guns at the Flash movie with Andy Muschietti, and Andy Muschietti is a Latino director. There's not that many of us in Hollywood. So leave him the F alone.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to be able to make a dent there. I think the Flash. Nobody. And that's the other thing is, I mean, I know Ray has fans, but ultimately, I don't think many people left the Justice League movie like, oh, I need more Ray Fisher in my life.
Well, the thing is, Vito, it's like people want to believe because it's a big corporation versus the little guy, and that's like David and Goliath. So the tendency is to go for the actor, back up Fisher and stuff here on this thing. But then when you hear there's no real substance or detail to the accusation that I've seen, you're welcome to put it in the comments. If there is, I'll change my mind. I'll be fair about it. But people want to root for the little guy. That's just the tendency we have, especially we like to think of, corporations as mindless and soulless. So it's like, yeah, if someone says the corporation did me wrong, people are going to take that accuser's side right away. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah. And I see a couple chat. I want to call out. It was Maximilian said, holding grudges is not good. It's true. It's just not good for you. It's really not good for you. I've learned that too. And over my lessons I get why he's mad. I get it. They screwed his part. But at the same time, like, you got the part released. Like, I just don't understand. And the people that he's going against weren't really involved. Joss is gone. Like, it is what it is. Like, I don't know.
Why is he not celebrating that he got his cut?
Correct.
He got all his stuff on
never
screen.
Enough for them.
Why doesn't he go, I'm glad with how this turned out. I still have my problems with Warner Brothers, but I'm glad you got to see me on the screen the way I think it was, and I look forward to moving on with my career.
Well, and where it really gets me is
the high road.
I really think from the evidence that we've been given, my take is we're hearing two different stories, and the reality is maybe both are telling the truth. So what the problem is, the studio is like, well, we're not going to fire this guy based off the evidence we have. There's not enough here to fire him. With Ray, what you think you know or heard isn't what actually happened. There's no racist intent behind it. It's not what happened. Sorry, we're not going to do that. At the same time, we're sorry you had some trouble. We wish you the best. Let's do Cyborg. Like, that was really what I feel like happened. Like, they were trying to meet in the middle of two people who clearly were not getting along on a set. And maybe some stupid things happened, and Joss was a dick. I get it all. But at a certain point, like, Ray refuses to accept any medium or middle on this because he's so sure on, no, this happened, I have to get this, I have to do this. And that's the problem for me. It's like, well, no, dude, you don't get to have a third-party investigation and demand the outcome of that. That's what the whole point of a third-party investigation. You want to use that investigator to say you're a credible witness, but then when the results come in, oh, well, she's not credible. She's just a has-been judge is like what he does. So it's like, it looks like such sour grapes, and it's to me, it's going backwards. There's a reason why if this was so real, I don't believe more important people in the industry, especially of color, wouldn't be standing up and demanding Warner Brothers do something like, what's going on? Why aren't you taking this guy seriously? The reason they aren't
coming forward with their tales of Warner Brothers. There's, plenty of people of color who work for Warner Brothers.
Yeah. And
this would be their opportunity to come forward.
And they are not.
There is a thing.
And from the insiders, the insiders I've actually spoken to, and yes, I know people don't want to think I have insiders, but I do. They want nothing to do with him because they know he sounds bad. He just sounds bad. It doesn't sound good at all. If you're going to go for these types of claims and take this kind of big shot, you'd better damn have really serious evidence to back it up. Otherwise, you're done. You're toast. And so that's the reality. So a lot of people are just like, well, I got to believe him because he's the talent. Why would you believe the studio? But sometimes people lie or inflate it or think they're telling the truth and don't actually have all the evidence. And this guy just is so delusional in the way. I don't understand it. I just don't get it. And this is the other problem of just it's reinforcing yet again the fact that his ego constantly gets the best of him. He even said, like, I think Walter Hamada put that press release out. So that's why he's demanding this apology and won't work for him. He doesn't even know if Walter Hamada did it. It's maddening me. And David March, thank you for the first super chat of the night. Complaining about Warner Brothers on Twitter is his job now. All right. Well, I'm sick of arguing about it. We got through a lot of it. There we go. People not... Lonely Banter saying, well, people aren't saying anything about it because they're trying to get paid. I don't know, man. I don't believe that. Sure, maybe smaller tier people, but I'm sure there's enough powerful people who do get paid, who could speak up or or support him, because a lot of important people are supporting a lot of stuff right now, a lot of movements between Me Too and Black Lives Matter. I don't know, man. Feel free. If you want to call in, Lonely Banter, you can. I'll hear your side of it. I know you're respectful, but if you got a different side that you think I'm missing, please just let me know.
Speaking up about what, though? Speaking up about what?
Exactly. I don't
know what I think supposed to
like defending him. The person he's sort of ponied up with is that Nadra Tucker, who is the writer of Krypton and then Lois and Superman. And I know writers on that show. She was a problem that whole time. That was not. She was difficult to work with. It wasn't a racial thing at all. She was making everything about race, and it made a lot of people uncomfortable. And they thought she was just constantly complaining about things and just didn't give good work, and that was the reality. And so they let her go, and then she made racist accusations about Jeff Johns, etc. And then talked about, it was about how would Jeff Johns know how to do a black person's hair. And then Jeff Johns goes, well, because I have an African American wife. And then they're like, oh, of course Jeff Johns is using I have the black wife card. And it's like, well no,
it's a pretty good card.
Yeah, but when you're talking about how would you know about how hair's like, well, my wife had hair like that, so I do know. So it's the whole thing is just entirely frustrating because you can just tell he's got nobody serious. Jason Momoa is the only person who sort of stepped up to try and really help him, but even he's gone silent on this, which you'd think, well, why isn't he stepping up again? Anyway. Lonely Banter, I hear you, but at the same time, I don't know why. I don't believe it now. Today's day and age, people are rewarded for stepping up if there's something there. A lot of people will just support because they think maybe there's something there and they want to hear everybody and trust everybody, but the reality is you can't just do that anymore. What's up, Jody? I gave you the link. I know you're on the road, but I wanted to get your thoughts on that tweet because I thought his reaction was OMG when I texted to him. He went OMG. What's up, Lewis? What?
I just want to ask: are we gonna get I want to see the Flash movie. I want to see Andy Muschietti do his magic like he did with the first It. I want to move on. I love DC. I want variety. I want something different than Marvel. Are we gonna get this every time there's an update with a DC movie? Is this what's gonna happen?
Seems that way, sadly.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then please hire me as Cyborg again. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. He's like, well, I would come back as Cyborg, but it's like, dude, you killed it.
Screwed this up.
Screwed
no
it
one
up.
else screwed this up.
You
for
had the role,
Yeah.
but you said you wouldn't work with so you're stuck. I just don't get it. Oh wow, look at this. Woo! Is it gonna talk it? It's supposed to talk it. Oh, because of the Australian breakdown. Here we go. There it is. Thank you, sir. Collaborative Kiwi Studios. Wow, generous. Just got my payday. Well, I appreciate you, sir. I know how much you take care of my man, Lewis, and you take care of me as well. Very grateful for all your support, my man. Always good to see you watch the stream and supporting. Thank you so much. I'm sure we'll see you tonight or soon. Always a fan. Always love talking with you, dude. So thank you, everybody. Throw some planets in the air for Tyler there for fun in tonight's show. Keep it coming, guys. All right. Well,
and real quick, Andy, I want to say that I know you don't want to talk about it that much, but YouTube right now, the views are very low. So we're really counting, and especially Popcorn Planet here is counting on, whatever you guys could do to support. Press the like button, hit the notification bell, do a super chat, whatever, become a member, because the views are like getting slashed, especially for small creators who are not tied to corporations. So this is a time to put your money where your mouth is. Support small creators. We're not tied to any what's it called, corporations here. Maybe Vito is. I don't know, because are you Vito or Gotcha?
Man. No, I don't. I'm not tied to anybody.
Gotcha. No, just kidding.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, facts. I mean, to be perfectly
no corporation's gonna hire me to do anything.
They've never Vito.
No.
with who he connects with. No, but no, it's true. Lewis is right. This for at least for me, and I know others, this month sucks. YouTube is just burying. I did a really good video just an hour or two ago, and they just sunk it. They're sinking every video.
By the way, what you guys are doing on Movie World is top-notch, A+ content, and should really be at 500,000 views. And I hope after this stream, you people will go over there and check it out. I know we're creatures of force. We're creatures of habit, so it's kind of hard to like move to another channel once in a while and stuff like that. But I really love what Vito's hilarious. He's a hilarious guy, and so is Andy with his production. So support
mostly
that.
Vito is hilarious, but Andy's okay.
Okay, so once in a while.
No, Vito's the guys. I just want to look into the camera and say this: out of the two, Vito's the funniest.
Oh,
Gotcha!
man.
I'll take it. Oh, come on with the gotcha. No.
Well, but speaking of which, I did want to say before we clip this for YouTube, don't forget to go over to Movie World, subscribe, and check out today's latest episode of Best Movie Ever. Look, this is a labor of love. It takes me forever to get these done, and Vito even steps up and watches and shows up. And but of course, the views are
They're good too. It's a good series.
I'm not giving up on this show just yet because I really like it. It's a good gimmick. It's a good conversation. And this week's episode with Mortal Kombat Annihilation, definitely check it out before you get to the new Mortal Kombat this week because we had Jax from the film show up, and it was so much fun. We're going to talk about that. I want to get Vito's response. We're going to hype that up a little bit more. But before we go, I got to trim this for the sake of you missed this live. What are you missing? Come on, hit that join button today. Support us creators since this month is brutal. If you can swing it, send it on over. Think of this as hey, I always call it a 1 drink minimum when you're on any stream you watch. Support your creators, tip your witchers. I appreciate all you guys, and if you haven't already subscribed, whether you're watching live or on the replay, make sure you're subscribed. Check your bell, and then in fact, you're supposed to check your settings to make sure you're getting those notifications. That's the feedback I get. They're like, oh, well, sorry, even though they're hitting the bell, and you guys tell me you do hit the bell and don't get the video. Well, they might not just be clicking. I have so many of you tell me I don't get the video on my feed. I'm looking for it. I've subscribed, I've hit the bell. You still don't get it. They lie. So
time.
Whatever you can do to go make sure you're checking that out and supporting it, please do. Thank you guys so much. All right. If you're watching live, don't go anywhere. If you're watching the replay, this is just the only free part you get. Hit the join. You can always watch these replays whenever you want, along with lots of other content and watch parties. Got lots more to talk.